Hello and welcome to another episode of my Wild Knitting podcast. Today I have a lot of work in progress projects to show you and two finished objects. I've been really into autumn knits, so let's just jump right into it. Welcome. If you just stumbled across this channel, I hope you'll enjoy this content. My name is Martina Elisabetta. I live in the center of Italy, and me and my partner love to be in nature and make the things that we want and we need with natural materials. One of my favorite passions and crafts is knitting, but I also love foraging, I love cooking, I love learning different crafts, and we're renovating our homestead off grid, and we're sharing the journey here as well. So in this channel you will find not only knitting but also other crafts and home renovation, our own renovation journey. So if you like this content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can be friend. We can be friend even if you don't subscribe. It's fine. Okay, today I'm drinking some weird concoction. It's like herbal infused water with also some blackberries. It's been very warm, very warm these days. The summer in Italy is hard sometimes. But anyhow, let's just jump right into the finished objects because I have two here to show you. So I finished these two projects actually more than a month ago, I would say, and I've been wearing them, but I didn't block them, I think. I didn't even wash them. So the first one I finished is this kind of self-drafted top, and I took inspiration from two patterns, but I didn't really follow any of them. I just liked the look of both these two patterns that I'm about to mention. I just took the design and kind of like the aesthetic and kind of tried to recreate it. One is the Ripple Bralette by Jessie Made Designs, and the other one is the camisole number 2, I think, by My Favorite Things Knitwear. And it's kind of like a 2x2 basically basic camisole, but I really like this kind of big shoulder straps because they're hiding the breast straps if I'm wearing one, or a bikini. The bikini straps is very nice, and I've been using two yarns held together to kind of create this DK fabric. And one was Linendale by King Cole that Ali gifted me, and another one was the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the color Raspberries. Both of the color of these yarns are the raspberry color, and it creates this kind of like light marbling effect. I don't know, I just experimented, and it's not perfect. I did a 3 needle bind off and it's absolutely ugly. I know I should kind of go back to it and kind of redo it, but I finished it just before, like an hour before I was about to go to watch the Barbie movie. in the cinema, and I wanted to wear something pink because some of my friends were wearing pink, so I was like, I'm gonna finish this top. Yes, I was caught into that as well, but it was fun. And so I was really quick in kind of seaming things together. It wasn't really seaming, it was like doing the 3-needle bind off, but it's kind of hidden, you don't really see it, and I'm not really a perfectionist, let's say, when it comes to my knits. So I like it. It's a really cute top. It has 0 ears and I love it. It fits nice. The color though doesn't fit with everything I have in my wardrobe. I'm more like a earthy gal, says the woman wearing a pink dress. Yeah, I also like pink, I have to say, but it doesn't always fit with what I have in my wardrobe. But as a statement piece, maybe with just something very simple like a pair of jeans, it looks really beautiful. So that's my first finished object. And then I have this baby, which is my own design. This, I called it the Yarrow top. I'm sorry if this looks all cranked and like wrinkly, and I've been wearing it in the garden. It's a bit, yeah. And this is the Yarrow top. It's inspired by the flower yarrow, Achillea millefolium, which is a amazing wild medicinal plant, and I try to kind of recreate it there in the design, the texture. The neckline is kind of unfinished, but I like the look of this kind of unfinished neckline. I was thinking to just knit an I-cord, but I think I really like it like this. It's kind of like very it looks really like rustic. It's knitted top down drop shoulder construction, and then I picked up stitches and knitted the sleeves, which are a tiny bit too short, but I ran out of yarn. I still have a little bit left actually, so I could knit the sleeves maybe a couple of centimeters longer. That's something that I probably will do in the future. But for now, I mean, I've been wearing it. I need to block it. I need to wash it and block it. I just really wanted to wear it, and it's a very special garment, very special. But yeah, it's basically, look how wrinkly, my god, so embarrassing. I'm sorry, but I'm a real human living a messy, chaotic countryside life, so it's fine if it's wrinkly. But I really love it. It's knitted with this dusty rose pure silk yarn, and this yarn was gifted to me by a wonderful subscriber who sent it to me, and it's the Ito 100% silk, cruelty-free silk yarn, and I love it. It's just, and it's really amazing, like silk, it is just wonderful on the skin. It feels really like it has this kind of like rustic look. It's kind of like irregularly spun, so it's not a really regular thread, can you say fiber, but the property of silk on my skin, like I've been wearing this a lot, and it doesn't smell at all. And I've been wearing it in the garden, doing a lot of like sweaty activities, right? Especially, I mean, in the summer here it's very warm, so you sweat. If you're a human, you sweat a lot if you're outside. And I've been sweating a lot, and it doesn't smell at all. Now it's time that I give it a wash, I think, maybe. But I could wear it more and it still smell perfectly fine. But yeah, I love the fact that it doesn't hold moisture. It has this antibacterial properties, and Whereas, for example, cotton, I wouldn't be able to wear it as much as I wore this because it would smell. Like, I'm sorry if I gross you out, but like, I have to wash my cotton knitted garments after a day or two, or one wear or two maximum, because yeah, they're not nice afterwards. Whereas this, I mean, I could continue wear it. It's just, I think it's nice to now give it a wash because I've been in the garden a lot, or in the, yeah, working in the house and stuff. So there's also some dust, I guess, collecting here. So it's nice to give it a wash. But I really like it. So I'm planning to actually knit that garment or knit that design in a woolly yarn with long sleeves and see, because I really like the design and the inspiration. So those were my two finished objects. And now we go into work in progress projects, because I have quite a few. So I've been really trying to finish my kind of summer garments, at least garments that are knitted with plant-based summer yarns, because I'm really looking forward, and I also actually already cast it on, but I'm really looking forward to start knitting with more like, you know, woolly fibers for autumn and the winter. But I've been really enjoying this project and another one that are knitted with cotton and linen blend. So this one has been, I've shown this probably like 5 times on different episodes on the podcast, but this is pretty massive, and I'm almost done with the body. I need to knit probably like 5 more centimeters of ripping, and then the bottom hem, something like that. And it's a sweater that I'm knitting for Mike, following the pattern Ingrid Sweaterman by Petite Knit. And I really love how this is looking. And I'm using, of course, this needs a lot of blocking because it's all, you know, different sections, different stitch patterns, and they all stand in different ways, so washing and blocking is needed. But the yarn I'm using is the Boomuline by Drops Design. It's a yarn that I've been using a lot with my summer garments. And it's basically 50% linen or something like that, 50% cotton, something like that. Recently, my hands, I mean, I've been working a lot, restoring, doing things in the house that we're renovating, so my hands are a little, are feeling the work. So this hasn't been like super easy to work on in terms of like holding the yarn, because my tension, let me regroup my thoughts. With most of the summer yarns, my tension is way different. The way I'm holding the yarn is a bit different than my tension and the way I'm holding the yarn when I'm using animal-based fibers. They have more grip, let's say, whereas this yarn and other plant-based yarns slip a lot, so I have to kind of like, I'm more tense in my hands when I knit on this, so it's taking a while, plus it's a massive project, so yeah, but I'm really hoping I will finish it before the end of the summer. Like, I hope to have this done for October. I need to knit the sleeves and the neckline, so there is quite a lot that needs to be done still, but I hope I'll manage. Then another project that I'm almost finishing actually So this is a sweater that I've been knitting for myself, and I'm almost done with the second sleeve, basically 5 more centimeters, I would say. And this is the Helix pullover by Jessie Made Design, and I decided to knit it with these 2 colors and 2 yarns. I'm using Drops Bell in this color, kind of like pistachio green, and then I'm using the white Bumulin by Drops for the white. And actually I'm also using another color for the ribbings, for the sleeves and the bottom hem, and is this yarn, I think is Kobo, it's Kobo yarn but it's an American brand, I think. Ali sent me this beautiful yarn, and I'm using it only for the bottom ribbing, or the ribbings, and I think I wasn't sure about this combination, this stripy situation, but I actually love it and I can't wait to wear it. And when it comes to the pattern, my gauge is pretty much the same as the designer. So I've been using the recommended needle size, and it's super easy. Like, you memorize this lace stitch very quickly, and I think it's super fun to knit. In fact, I'm almost done, and I started it less than a month ago, I would say. So I'm just going to finish probably today the sleeve, and then the neckline. I'm going to pick up stitches and knit the neckline, so I'll have it done, and then I'll block it. I actually follow the pattern to detail, more or less, apart from the fact that I knitted it with stripes, but I knitted the second size for the body. Like, the bodice is I follow the second size, or like S or XS, something like that. And then for the sleeves, I picked up the amount of stitches that she recommends for the third size, I think. So the sleeves are a little bit more baggy, let's say, so they have more positive ease, because I don't really like when the sleeves really hug my arms. And it also, I'm using a plant-based yarns, so it's going to stretch. Also, the body is going to stretch, so it's going to be really cool. I love this, really love it. I'm really happy that I decided I continued to knit it in these 2-3 colors. Chef kiss, very happy. Oh yes, okay, let me show you this. I have several whips to show you, so buckle up. Okay, this one, I picked up this project again. I kind of left it, I started it in the end of May, I think, beginning of June, and then I kind of stopped working on it because it was quite warm, and I picked it up again, and I've been knitting probably 10 centimeters, something like that, maybe less, and a sleeve, but I'm gonna frog this sleeve. I'm gonna explain it. So this is a beautiful cardigan that I'm knitting with this absolutely amazing yarn. This is the yarn I'm using, and this is a linen and organic wool blend. It's blowing out a bit. The color is a little bit more vibrant. Green is, again, I love green. So this is the brand Snail Yarn, and yeah, it's 70% organic wool and 30% linen. The colorway is the color olive. and it's an indie dyer. I think they're based in Italy, but they ship all over the world, I guess. And it's a fingering way yarn, and I'm knitting, and this pattern is called A Little Love by Ankestrick, something like that. And I absolutely love this stitch pattern. It's really beautiful in my opinion, and it's taking forever because I'm using needle size 3.25, I believe, or 3.5. I think it's 3.25, this. But I really love how this is turning out. But of course I'm playing yarn chicken because your girl is a yarn chicken queen. So when I ordered this yarn, I didn't know what I would make. So I just ordered 2 hanks in this beautiful olive color and 1 hank in this red brick color. Mattone was the colorway name. Absolutely gorgeous. And I actually really liked the 2 yarns together, the 2 colors together. But so I was like, okay, I don't have enough of the green to finish the body and knit 2 sleeves unless I knit it super cropped, which is what I'm gonna do, I think. And so I decided to pick up stitches and knit, start knitting the sleeves in this beautiful color. However, I don't really like it. I don't like how this is turning out. And the sleeves are knitted in pattern with this kind of like lace, all over lace motif, but I decided to knit them in stockinette, because if you knit stockinette it takes less yardage, and I also like the look of stockinette together with the combination of stockinette with the lace pattern of the body, but I don't like these 2 colors in this project together. So I'm gonna rip this sleeve out, and I'm gonna stop working on the body and knit the 2 sleeves with this skein, and then if I have a bit left I'll continue the body, but it will be kind of like a very cropped cardigan to put on top of like dresses. And yeah, that's my decision. And if the body is too short, I could buy another hank. It's just that it's a hand-dyed yarn, so the colors are not really the same, but I think for now I'll do that, and we hope for the best. But I really love this project. I'm really excited to have this project done because it's such a wonderful yarn and I want to have it on my skin, but it's taking forever because of the thin needles. And then I'm having it inside this bag that I made a year or something ago. Okay. What shall I show you? Okay, this project, one evening I found this amazing jumper on a website, and this jumper cost like 300 plus, 300, 400 pounds, and it's a knitted jumper. It's called Patchwork, I don't remember, it's from the brand Herd, and I would never buy it because I'm a knitter and I can't, also I would never spend that amount for a jumper. It's not in my budget. And so I was like, let me try to recreate it. Let me try to, see what I have in my stash and try to recreate it. So it's knitted in pieces and then sewn together, and it has this kind of baggy drop shoulder construction, and it's so beautiful in my opinion. So I gathered the yarns and I tried to find different patterns that would look similar to the stitch pattern of each pieces. And of course I'm putting the picture so you know what I'm talking about. And I decided to start knitting it. So I've been knitting 3 pieces now, and I was so excited. So I was really focused on doing this, but then I'm like, it's a little bit boring to knit pieces and then, you know, eventually sew everything together. I love to see a garment or an accessory growing as you knit, so you see the kind of the result, whereas this, you don't really see the result because you're just knitting kind of rectangles. But I am loving it, and I think I kind of nailed some of the pieces. They're very similar to the original. So, and I'm using scraps and like skeins. I'm using actually some full skeins, and also I'm using some Plutulupi, which is a very rustic, very dry, and it's not so soft. But I'm using this as the kind of main color. It has a lot of brown and it's absolutely beautiful. And then I'm using a merino yarn. I don't remember the brand of this. I'm using this for the white, and then I'm using some Drops Flora that I had in my stash, some leftovers from a project for the green section, knitted with this kind of seed stitch stitch. And I'm using Drops Flora again that I had from a project for the pink section. So that's pretty much it in terms of yarns and colors. This is one of the projects that I'm knitting for my knit along. If you want to participate, I said that it will last until the end of October, but I think it can last until the end of this year because, yeah, let's have a knit along that is a bit chill and longer. And it's the knit along Scrap Me Good make along. Actually, you can make anything, not only knit, you can crochet and sew. And the only requirement is that you use your scraps. So this is one of the projects that I'm knitting for that knit along. And look how pretty. So this is kind of like a lace motif that I kind of somehow came up with. It's pretty strange, but pretty. And for this one, I'm knitting this. It's not, you can't really see much. It's kind of like cable and yarn overs and knit two togethers. Looks beautiful. And then I'm knitting the green. The green, I already finished it in this seed stitch. And then for the front, I casted on already I casted on another white rectangle for the left front part. And then I need to knit another, maybe I'll do like a fisherman rib for the pink part, and then the front will be finished, and then I'll have to knit the back and then sew the bodies together, and then I'll knit the neckline, and then I'll pick up stitches and knit the sleeves finally in the round. So, but this is going to take me a while because now I'm not really motivated to knit on it. But I think it's fun. Sometimes it's fun when like I want to knit on something small, because I just, have to knit pieces, I can, cast on a piece and just finish it. So it will gradually grow, and then I hope I'll be able to seam everything together. Hopefully it will look nice. And I've been doing quite some math to kind of understand the size and the gauge and how many stitches each piece should be and all of that. But I'm so excited to have this garment. It looks absolutely beautiful. Yes. Okay, and I love the fact that each piece has a different motif, so you don't really get bored, let's say, even though it's knitted in pieces, at least the bodies. That's another work in progress project. And then I have been knitting some socks, actually one pair of socks, but I think I'm gonna frog it because I'm not super excited. And then I'm gonna talk about some plans that I have in terms of socks, a list, and also I have to show you another whip. I'm a bit all over the place today, but that's okay. So this is a sock that I've been knitting, and I'm not, maybe it's not so bad, but I don't know, I'm not really excited to finish it. So I was thinking to just either put it on hold or just frog it and use the yarn for another sock. I think that if it was only one color, I would enjoy it more, but I think it's a little bit chaotic with these different color combinations. Not that I don't like this color combination, I just think that if it was a vanilla sock, I would like it more, but now I did this kind of stitch pattern, so it has a little bit of everything, and I'm not sure. So I think I'm going to frog it, and I want to knit an amazing pair of socks, and now I forgot. They're called Erika or Erika socks, and I don't remember the name of the designer, but I'll put them on the screen. And I finally unraveled a project that I wasn't really excited to finish, so I'm gonna use this yarn, which is an amazing sock yarn from an indie dyer, and I got gifted this yarn, but I have no idea what it's called. It's just so beautiful. So I'm gonna knit that design. Okay, that's a plan when it comes to sock knitting. I kind of got inspired by Ali from the Ali in Sweatpants podcast, my friend. She's knitting so many socks. She always knits socks, and I just want them all. But I don't always have the sock mojo, and I just got it back. So I'm going to slowly cast on that pair of socks. And last but not least, in this really cozy, cute bag, I have a new cast on, a new project that I casted on yesterday evening actually, and I got already quite, cast it on yesterday evening and it's already going beautiful. So the designer Joji Locatelli, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, I'll put it on the screen. She came up with this beautiful design called Instant Crash, and when I saw it I was like, you should be mine and I should be yours. Let me buy you. And I bought it yesterday. I wasn't sure about the yarn that I had to knit this project because it's knitted with 4 I think, or 5 colors, and she recommends a yarn, like a silk mohair yarn held double, but she said that any DK yarn would also work. So I think it's a really cool pattern to have and knit with different type of yarns, as long as you're getting gauge. So I want to knit it with a DK yarn eventually, but now I'm knitting this, holding kind of some silk mohair together, some Suri alpaca and yak yarns. Let me talk about the yarns subito right now. But yeah, I wanted a very like cozy and light but warm project and garment for autumn and spring as well, when there are those very chilly days, but it's not that cold to wear a very thick woolly jumper. And what I love about this pattern, apart for the fact that it has all of this cool color work, all over color work situation, but I love the construction. It's so easy. I love that. I love the fact that it's like a raglan construction. You knit the neckline, it's knitted top down, you knit the neckline, you shape the back with some German short rows, and then you're done. You start knitting the raglan. And yeah, I really love knitting raglan constructed projects, raglan sweaters, because then you basically are not done, but once you finished the bodies, you just knit the sleeves. You don't have to pick up stitches. You continue knitting the sleeves and you're done. However, I love wearing drop shoulder sweaters. Those are my favorite sweaters to wear, but I don't necessarily always love to knit them. I prefer raglan sweaters, at least when I need that kind of easiness in my life. But let me show you some of the yarns I'm using. So for the brown, I'm not sure I'll follow the patterns to details, in the sense that I don't know if I'll use all the 4 colors, or I'll just alternate 3 colors, 4 or 5 colors, don't remember. I'll do some modifications as usual. Sometimes I don't completely follow the patterns to details, not because the patterns are not nice enough, but because my desire to be wild and creative, it's more strong than my desire to follow a pattern, if that makes sense. So I like to experiment a lot. But anyhow, all the yarns that I'm using for these projects were gifted to me by different wonderful subscribers. So I wouldn't be able to buy these yarns myself, because I'm not in a stable and rich financial situation right now, so I wouldn't be able to buy all of these yarns that I'm about to show you. But I'm so lucky that I got them, and people just been sending them to me. Some of you are so generous, and I don't know, you want to gift me something, and I just feel always so grateful and blessed. So the first yarn I'm using, the brown, this chocolatey, juicy brown, is the Thin Silk Mohair by Sandnes Garn in the color 2755, and I love it. I love this color, and I'm holding it double, and then I'm holding together this is Knitting for Olive. I don't remember the color. Knitting for Olive, and I'm holding it together with this absolutely incredibly delicious and luxurious yarn. This is the Mayak Raku cashmere, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing yarn. And I'm holding these two together for the white, or one of the, not one of those colorways part. And then I'm gonna hold together, these were not gifted to me, I bought them, and these are scraps. These are silk mohair scraps. This is an Italian silk mohair, I don't remember. I think it's Laine du Nord is the brand, and this is Drops silk mohair, kid silk. And I'm gonna hold them together with this Laceway hand dyed amazing yarn that I got it in Dublin, yes, last year when I visited my sister in Ireland. And it's from the brand Townhouse Yarns, and it's a Laceway yarn. So I'm gonna hold those together. I'm creating a mess. And then this is the cherry on top of the cake. It's just the most amazing skein I probably own. And this is La Bien Amie, and it's a hand-dyed yarn. Like, isn't this the most beautiful yarn you ever seen? I don't know. It's for me. And this is the La Bien Amie Kumo. La Bien Amie Kumo is the yarn, and it's 70% baby suri and 26% mulberry silk. So it's a suri alpaca. The colorway is the Nadia colorway. And I don't know if I'll hold it double or I'll hold it with this as well, because this is kind of lace way as well, kind of very light fingering. And yeah, I was thinking I could hold these two together. So I have 4 colors. I don't remember if the pattern recommends 5, but I'm gonna use these 4 colors, and I'm just gonna experiment with these 4 colors. But yesterday I was a little worried that I'll have to be very careful in when it comes to wearing this garment, because it feels fragile. Like, silk mohair feels really fragile. So let me know. I don't own a 100% silk mohair or suri alpaca garment. I've always held silk mohair with another fiber, like fingering way or DK way yarn. So I don't know their wearability, if they are very fragile and delicate, or if you can just wear them and not care much. That's my kind of fall project. I have other things to show you, and I want to talk about my plans for autumn knitting. I already have this project and the Erika socks, but I have other projects that I want to cast on, especially shawls and another scrappy project. But I think I'm going to talk about that in another video, because I've been chatting for a while now, and I need to go and do laundry and do other things. So thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for the support that we've been receiving. It's just mind-blowing when we've been sharing our journey of house renovation. And if you want to check that out, we've been doing a series called Off Grid in Italy, and we're sharing our journey as we renovate our home. And we're just at the very, very beginning, but it's been really nice to share it with y'all. So thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.